It was 5 p.m. The golden hour bathed the city in a warm amber glow. But for Jacob, standing on the edge of an old stone bridge, the light offered no comfort. Wearing a worn gray hoodie, he gripped the cold railing until his knuckles turned white. Below him, the river swirled darkly, looking like it could swallow anything whole. Jacob's mind was a shattered landscape. He had lost his job, his savings were gone, and an eviction notice hung on his door. If I disappear right now, he thought, would anyone even notice? He leaned forward, staring into the abyss. The paralyzing fear of tomorrow, the crushing despair of today. Just one step, he whispered to the wind. One step, and the noise stops forever. He took a shaky breath and closed his eyes, his body swaying dangerously close to the edge. Suddenly, a sensation broke the numbness. A wet, warm nose nudged his freezing hand. Huh? Startled, Jacob looked down. Standing there, bathed in the sunset light, was a large golden retriever wearing a bright red bandana. It was Barnaby. Lost and searching for home, he had paused when he noticed the solitary figure. He looked up at Jacob with soulful amber eyes and gave a hesitant wag of his tail. Then he pressed his heavy head firmly against Jacob's leg, as if to say, "Hey, I'm scared too. Can you comfort me?" In that instant, the trance of darkness shattered. The physical warmth of the dog seeped through Jacob's jeans. The undeniable reality of a living creature needing him forced its way into his mind. Tears burst from Jacob's eyes. He collapsed to his knees, wrapped his arms around the dog's neck, and buried his face in the soft fur. He sobbed uncontrollably, releasing the grief he had carried alone. Barnaby did not pull away. He simply leaned in, licking the salt from the stranger's cheek. "Thank you," Jacob whispered. "Thank you for stopping me." Minutes later, the storm subsided. Jacob stood and stepped back from the edge. He decided not to jump. "I can't die yet," he told himself. "I need to make sure this dog gets home safe." With a shake of his coat, Barnaby trotted away. He had absolutely no idea that he had just saved a human life. The next encounter happened during the blue hour, just as the street lamps flickered to life. An elderly woman named Martha sat alone on a park bench. Wrapping a beige cardigan tightly around her shoulders, she looked incredibly small. Tomorrow, she was scheduled to move into a nursing home. She had come to the park one last time to say goodbye to her independence. "I am nothing but a ghost now," she whispered to the empty air. "Invisible, unneeded." In her trembling hands, she held an old, creased photograph of herself as a young woman with a dog. "I'm so lonely," she admitted, a tear rolling down her cheek. Suddenly, a warm presence appeared at her feet. She looked up to see Barnaby, the golden retriever, wearing a red bandana. He did not bark or jump. He simply walked up to Martha, sat down, and with a heavy, contented sigh, rested his chin gently on her knee. Martha gasped. That solid weight pressing against her leg, the radiating warmth, the gentle eyes looked up at her with pure trust. It was the exact same sensation she once felt from Rusty, the dog she had loved and lost 30 years ago. In an instant, vivid memories flooded her monochrome mind. She saw the green grass of her old backyard, heard her husband's laughter, and felt the joy of being needed. "Oh my," she stammered, her voice trembling. "Did you come to say goodbye? "Are you an angel sent by Rusty?" With gentle, wrinkled hands, she stroked Barnaby's golden head, feeling the silkiness of his ears. Barnaby closed his eyes and leaned his full weight into her touch, silently absorbing her loneliness. It was only a few minutes of connection in the quiet park, but that warmth reminded Martha of a vital truth she had forgotten. She still had love left to give. "I am not empty," she realized, a smile breaking through her tears. "I am still here." As Barnaby eventually pulled away and trotted down the path, Martha was no longer looking down. She grasped her cane with newfound strength and stood up straight, smoothing her skirt. The fear of tomorrow had faded, replaced by the warmth of a new and precious memory. The final encounter took place on a quiet residential street that was now completely dark under the glow of street lamps. A young couple, Sarah and Mike, were in the middle of a screaming match that echoed off the houses. Sarah, wearing a white denim jacket, was shouting with tears in her eyes, "I'm done with this! You never listen to me!" Mike, in a black t-shirt, shouted back, "Fine, leave then. I don't care anymore." A small disagreement escalated into a crisis that ended the relationship. The air was thick with tension, and the final words of a breakup were about to be spoken. Into this toxic atmosphere trotted Barnaby. He had absolutely zero awareness of the human drama. He was on a mission. In his mouth, clutched proudly, was a gigantic, dry, dirty tree branch he had found in a bush. With a goofy trot, he walked right between the angry couple, physically separating them. He sat down with a thud and dropped the dirty branch directly on Sarah's pristine white sneakers. Clack! Dust and dirt flew everywhere. Barnaby looked up at them with a wide, panting grin and a tail wagging so hard his whole body shook. His eyes sparkled as if to say, "Look at this stick! Isn't it magnificent? I brought it just for you." Silence fell instantly. The scene was so absurd, so perfectly ill-timed, that the anger simply evaporated. Sarah looked down at her ruined shoe, then at the proud dog face, and let out a snort. She started to giggle. Seeing her laugh, Mike let out a defeated chuckle, shaking his head. "Are you serious right now?" he asked the dog. "You interrupted us to show us a stick?" The tension broke like a fever. The fight suddenly seemed ridiculous in the face of this lovable goofball. "He looks lost," Sarah said softly, her anger completely gone. "Look, he has a tag." "Let's check it," Mike agreed, kneeling down. They both crouched down to examine Barnaby's collar. Their shoulders brushed against each other. Their hands touched. "There's a phone number," Sarah said. A shared purpose brought them back together as a team. Barnaby's complete lack of social awareness and a muddy stick had just saved a relationship. Thanks to the couple's call, Barnaby's family arrived within minutes. A little girl sprinted out of the car, tears streaming down her face. "Barnaby!" she cried. The dog launched himself into her arms, covering her face with joyful kisses. He was finally home. That night, Barnaby slept soundly in his own soft bed, dreaming of squirrels. He had absolutely no idea what he had accomplished that day. He didn't know that because of him, a man was still breathing. He didn't know he had given an old woman hope. He didn't know he had saved a marriage. To him, he was just a lost dog looking for a snack. But to the strangers he met, he was an angel. The chain of kindness does not always require words. Sometimes, simply being there is enough to change the world. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Hug your dog tonight. You never know whose hero they might be. Thank you for watching.